Good morning. Happy Wednesday. So, I got up really early this morning and wrote a blog post and did 2 small paintings and cleaned up my studio. And hi, Michael. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Jenny. And so, I was sitting here waiting, ready to go, which so rarely happens that it almost felt weird. I think I'm better when I'm not ready. Hi, Gail. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Virginia. Good morning, Ellen. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Bill. Hello to North Carolina. Hi, Nancy. So how is everyone? Good morning, Martha. Hi, Allie. Oh, this is fun. I always feel unready, and then once this starts, then I'm good to go. Michael says, wow, what time did you get up? I need that motivation. Well, I can't sleep, so that helps a lot. But I got up at 5, so I've already feel like I've accomplished a whole day's worth. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Lisa. So today I am going to paint something else a little bit fall. So let me turn this around. I'm going to paint apples. I thought that would be fun. I feel like I'm running low on painting inspiration, so I need to do some more photos, which seems crazy because anyone who knows me knows that I am rarely not taking photos, ever. So how is everybody? Hi, Henriette. Yeah, it would be fun to paint them. Someone had asked for a tomato, but I do have a tomato painting. Not that I don't repeat things anyway, but I do have a tomato painting on my YouTube channel that I've already done. But I still might do it again because I do love painting the tomato. Hi, Trisha. Let me see. I don't like when the little band at the bottom throws me off. If that's on there, I always forget to take it off. Oops, going a little too far. So what's new with everyone? Hi, Shelly. Michael says, I feel you. I'm a terrible sleeper. It can be the worst. Yes, bring on the coffee. Yeah, I think this might be a two-cup kind of day for me. Bonnie says, love that all your photos from Lancaster Market. Never been, but it is a wonderful market. I actually got to stop in there yesterday. I rarely go on a Tuesday. Our market in Lancaster is only open Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And I think it was started that way because that would be often enough that people who bought all their provisions there back in the day could, that's the days, if you could go get fresh stuff 3 days a week, you were good. We don't live like that anymore, but it is open Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I just rarely go on Tuesdays, but my friend Donna, who cuts my hair, her studio is downtown, so I got to stop in yesterday to get some stuff for lunch, which was really fun. So I've really been trying to keep my paintings loose and to kind of focus on letting them be a little bit more whimsical and letting those unexpected colors show through. I always try to do that, and then I find that I fall back into my old ways, and not that there's anything wrong with a painting kind of being tighter or whatever, but it's just not what I'm aiming for. I just want it to have a little more whimsy, partly because I love that word. I mean, what better reason? But so that's something I'm thinking about today. I'm hoping that this ends up a little more spontaneous than some of my paintings. I always say one of these days I should just do a really tight one, a really realistic one, just to kind of get it out of my system, and then maybe I'll ease back into this. Hi, Greet. Hi, Laurel. Saying hi to everybody. I might make that leaf green instead of brown. I'm not sure. Oh, so I was saying, yes, our market is wonderful. So if you ever do come to Lancaster, that's somewhere you definitely should visit. The way you paint. Thanks, Sarah. Sarah said she loves the way I paint. I don't know. I just love painting, that's for sure. Good morning to Canada. Hi, Helen. Would you mind sharing what brush? Oh, yes, this is my favorite. This is a Rosemary Company number 12 Short Eclipse Flat. I have a few. I got some of these new brushes I'm trying from Triquel that you get right from that company. And I like them too. These are dirty because I already painted this morning, but I always use, when I do the transparent layer of a painting, I always start with a clean brush. And I didn't feel like cleaning them. So this is a brush that I didn't use this morning, but the other ones that I'll be using have already been used, which is fine. And I was also getting ready for any of you who are in my Inspiring Art Collective group. I'm doing, hopefully you've heard gotten my emails, but I'm doing a demo today on how I mount my paintings on paper onto panels and then finish them with cold wax. And that's today at noon. So I was kind of getting ready for that too today. I have to remember to leave this. Yeah, Nancy, I already did two little paintings, two little bird paintings. Since I woke up early. And I worked on a blog post, and I had to do something for my my design business also. So I got a lot done. I feel productive that's good feeling at 7 o'clock to feel like I'm already been productive. There's some reflective light on it. Oh, sorry, let me pull that back. Thanks, Bonnie. Hey, Richa. All right, is that good? Okay. And I pulled all kinds. I have a whole pile of my paper towels ready too, which is, I love that. I very rarely have time to like pull a whole bunch off and have them ready to go, but it makes me happy to know I'm not going to have to stop in the middle to do that. It's darker down here. How do you get the picture grid on your iPad? It's an app called it's called Grid Hashtag. And you can just download the app on the internet, and it's super easy to use. So, Grid Hashtag. So what's new with everybody? Anything new or fun going on? I'm trying to think what's new with me. I can't even remember what I did this past weekend. Seems like a blur. We are getting ready. We're going to go visit Isabel at Duquesne this coming weekend. So I'm excited about that. That will be really fun. Be nice to get away and just relax and not have to be working. Which I feel like whenever I go away, it's always two things. I'm usually working and trying to relax at the same time. And I'm excited to look around Pittsburgh, and we're going to go to the Phipps Conservancy. I think that's how you say it. That's something that Michael on here, Inspired by Charm, had suggested because he lives in Pittsburgh. And Duquesne also suggested it as a fun thing to do. So I'm excited because I don't often do things like that because, not everybody wants to go see flowers, but everybody that I'm with is willing. So he said, is your approach to larger painting the same as the size? Pretty much. I try, Michael, and I want it to be just like this. Although I do find it a little bit challenging to, I don't have a brush that I love that's as big as this. So that's my only challenge. But yeah, I have a big white canvas behind me, and I'm all ready to start a new big painting. I just need that little push that, you know, one day I'll get up and I'll be like, yep, today is the day. I'm going to dive into that. I'm going to mark where this dark area is. But yes, my large paintings really are the same. I just can't usually finish them in one sitting. There's a little reflected light right there of pink, of red. Is my house quiet? Yes, it's really quiet because I have no kids after raising 3 kids. It's very quiet. I'm not sure if I like it or hate it. I'm not totally unsure about that. It's a weird thing to get used to. I'll put where that leaf is so I kind of don't forget. I don't think I want it to be brown, but I don't know. For larger canvases, Erica's asking what my favorite size brush is for larger canvases. I don't have one. That's my problem. I would say right now this is my favorite brush. It's Rosemary and Company. It's just a little, it's called a Red Dot Collection because it's wide and it feels a little bit like this brush. It doesn't have a long handle, but that doesn't really matter to me. I also, because someone had just asked me this question, I have them laying here. This is another one that I got. This is a short, flat evergreen. So it feels similar, but I don't know. It just doesn't quite have the same bounce. And then this is a short, flat red dot from... So this is the red dot, and then this is the one I always use. Like, I wish I could get this really big. I have 2 really big brushes here, and I love them. But they don't, or I actually have 3, but they don't feel the same. I have this one. This is an ivory short flat. That's pretty big. And then I have this, but it doesn't have this. I would love this brush, this huge brush, to be just like this. So I should write to them. I'm sure maybe there's a reason they can't make it that way. Not this. And then I also have this. This is the cutest brush. And it's round, and I've used it, but you cannot even, well, maybe you can imagine how hard it is to clean that brush out. So that, more than the expense of the oil paints of doing a big painting, the thing that sometimes gives me pause is the cleanup of, like, so much paint gets in that brush that it takes forever to clean it out. Erica says, I agree that the big and small just don't have the same feel. It's been hard. Yeah, same. Yes, you never know, Michael. I should just ask them. Say, is there any chance you've ever thought about making a brush like the Rosemary Eclipse short flat in a great big size? Because that would just be fabulous. And I'm sure other people would love it if it's doable. I'm going to ask them. That's a great plan. All right, I think I have enough darks. Any other dark areas I'm missing? I'll put a little bit of blue in here. Oh, I need more green up at the top here. And I still didn't get to the I want to go take more photos of pumpkins too to paint, but I haven't made it to the pumpkin farm yet. Maybe I'll happen upon pumpkins this weekend. Oh, we need that shadow area over here a little bit too. I think that's good. Good. All right, I'm going to clean up, to clean up my transparent colors off my palette. And get my pigment sticks out. Putting my medium away. Good morning, Carol Ann. Yes, you're right, Michael. Maybe they would have a recommendation because, sure, I will write to them, hopefully today. Okay, let me think about what I'm doing. I just laid all my brushes on top of my pigment sticks. And, oh, I just got something fun from Jerry's Artarama. I have to show you. I got a set of these pigment sticks. And I didn't open it up yet. Here, let me show you. It's just too fun. I found this and like, look at that. Look at all those pigment stick colors. Isn't that fun? It's so pretty that I don't even want to open it up. Art supplies are just the best, aren't they? Oh, on the paper, I like to use like 3 coats of gesso. I used to use 2, but I find I like 3 better because the paint kind of soaks into the paper too much. Bonnie says, in 15 minutes, you've actually grown wonderful painting thus far. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. It is just so fun. I hope I let some of this gold show through. I always love when it does, but it doesn't always show in the end. If you have any of my paintings, like, you should look and see if you can see the gold showing. I try, but it doesn't always still remain in the end. So where's everybody this morning? Do you want to say where you're from? I love doing that. I love knowing. An excuse to use this color I love. Pinks, Ontario, Canada, Goshen, New York, Northeast Georgia, Outer Banks, North Carolina, Overland Park, Kansas, Bedminster, New Jersey. It's not terribly far from me. My husband grew up some of his life in Bud Lake. I don't think that's too far. I think one of my college roommates lives near Bedminster. That's a beautiful town. I want to do anything. Oh, I have some green. I might as well put some green. Mansfield, Texas, south of Dallas. Ontario is Gail. Ellen's in Newport News. Sheila is from Ireland. I don't know that I realized that, Sheila. I don't know if I knew you're from Ireland. I'm sure you've told me that before. The Netherlands. So there's a perfectly fun, messy middle beginning, right? It's a messy beginning. I guess it is the messy middle. I love the messy middle. I always find that art relates to life, and you have to get through the messy middle in life. Whoops, let me move this over. As well as the messy middle in whatever you're creating. And get to the other side. That's a little better. Marcibel. I don't know, Henriette. Where's that? Oh. Kalispell, Montana. Oh, you were saying Marcibel. Marcibel. What did Marcibel say? The Netherlands. Henriette, where do you live? I think I know that too, but I don't remember. Okay, so I need to mix some reds. Sorry for that reflection of that crazy light there. And I got this out too. So this is, when I'm painting things that are truly red, it's hard to achieve that color without a real red color like cadmium red, but I really like this permanent bright red from Vasari. I have it out on my palette right there because I was using it this morning. I was painting a cardinal. So that's a color that I don't always have on my palette, but it's a good go-to. It's a good one to have in your toolkit or something like it. It wouldn't have to be that. Another There's another red that I love that I was using for a while. It's like I have oil paint collection from who knows how long. And gosh, no, I'll think of what it is when I'm not trying to find it in my mind. But I loved it, and I went to replace it, and it was like so expensive that I didn't buy a new one yet. But what was it? Gosh. Well, if I don't remember now, I'll tell you later. This needs to be in between a little more. Those are good for the darker colors of the apple. That's really bad lighting. Someday I'll have a studio with really good lighting. Howell, New Jersey, I know that area well. My husband's cousin Donna that we see a lot lives in, is Donna on here? Donna lives in Jackson. Gilly Van Portenart, Mississippi Lake, outside of Ottawa. Brazilian, I love your work. Thank you. Both from the Netherlands. Okay, I got you. Henriette Van Portenart says Amersfoort. Yeah, Sally, some are so expensive, incredibly expensive. I think I'm going to make more of a pinky red. Let me put out more of this true red color. In July, you were lucky. How were you lucky, Henriette? That's a nice true appley red. Let me put a little bit, lighten it a little. Okay, I was using this Montserrat orange. I like this. I'm going to put a little bit more out of that. And Dordrecht. Am I saying that right? Dordrecht? And then I'm going to lighten it with white. Oops, I didn't clean that very well. That came off the back of my palette knife. All right, that's good. Oh, you were flooded this time in July. Yikes. I'm going to put out a little bit more of this green, too. I like this transparent green color. Here, this Rembrandt. It's called transparent yellow green. Was using that this morning too. Yeah, I cleaned my whole palette yesterday. Some days it just gets to be such a mess that I have to clean all the color off and start fresh. I'm probably more patient having it be messy than most people would, but so I need a dark, shadowy kind of for the green. I'm going to put some blue, warm blue. And then put a little bit of sap green in here. And then take some of this and lighten it. I think I'm going to light it with this blue instead of with white. Oh, that's pretty. And more of that. Do your paints stay workable when you leave them out, or do you have to add to freshen? No, they stay pretty workable. The dark colors, the ones at the far end, tend to go, desaturate this a little bit. They tend to dry out more quickly. But no, I cover them, just put a piece of plastic kind of over them, and they stay fresh for a while. I need a dark. So I'm gonna, want the brown. I'm gonna take a little bit of this brown and a little bit of purple, and maybe a little red, just to make a really dark, kind of closer to black, but a little bit purple. Oh, the light blue. I love that color. That is a Vasari color. It's called Video Blue Extra Pale. I use it to lighten instead of white. A lot of times when you add white into a color, it makes it kind of chalky. So I love that. It's fun just like that, isn't it? I always say paintings at this stage, they almost look like you could put them on sheets. Okay, which brush do I want? I'm going to use the big brush. Force myself to use this big one because sometimes I get a little lazy and want to use a smaller brush, but then it gets tighter. Not like I would say, not that there's anything wrong with tight. It's just not what I'm aiming for. I want to try to pay attention to putting down intentional brush strokes and not like putting down a brush stroke and then smearing it around, which is just so easy to do. Because once you have your brush there, you just want to keep like working in the same area, but it's not good to do that. Perylene red. Oh, maybe that's not too expensive. I wonder what the red was that those Vasari pens are lovely. Video book, yes. And let me see if I see my red here. Probably in here. I'll have to look for it. Yeah, Perylene red is a nice true red. Says, I wanted to paint pumpkins and gourds for a while, and your post the other day pushed me over the edge. Started pumpkins yesterday. Hope they turn out. Thanks for the video. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad they pushed you over the edge and inspired you to do it. So fun. It's a nice way to always celebrate whatever season we're into, is to be creative with it and make something. You know, in theory, as artists, we should be working on stuff for this season way ahead of time, but I just can't get myself there. And I should like be working on holiday things now, and I don't know. It's hard for me to do that. You know, people work in fashion and stuff. They work way ahead, and it's like that's hard for me to. But I'm always trying to be in the season a little bit more and not wherever I'm headed. It's hard to do. As I got a little dark, I'm going to just pull a little bit of that off here. Now this, in this composition, this apple goes right on that edge, but that's not good it's good not to make a point meet in a corner like that. All right, there's some. This, I'm looking for spatially where things are here. Good morning, Anita. How are you? I'm just looking around to see where I should go next here with this. I should put work on this a little bit. All right, I'm thinking hard. Is it thinking hard or hardly thinking? A little bit of both. And this dark spot there. I think that's good. Now I can go a little bit lighter. Hi, Martha. Hi, Allison. Now I'm just letting the brush kind of do the blending there. I'm not like forcing it. I'm just letting it, yeah, I'm letting the brush do the work, I guess is really what I'm saying. That little light area, so I'm going to bring that in. And he says, I'm doing a Lane Johnson lesson, realistic depth. He's so precise, not loose at all. Yes, I have watched a couple of his videos and really enjoy them. Yep, I'm not against tightness, and I think painting tight helps you be able to paint loose if that's your goal, if that makes any sense, because I feel like you have to, I like to kind of dance back and forth between them a little bit, but I do love it. I did one of his cloud painting workshops and really liked it. I signed up for, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it, but next Friday evening, Amy B.R., I don't even know how to say her name, B.R.G.E.R. She has a little workshop happening that I signed up for that looks like fun. I love her work. I've been itching to take a class myself. Yeah, the apples are fun, aren't they? I'm doing botanical painting, which is really precise, but I love painting loose. Yeah, it's nice to dance between both. Because I think each thing adds, even abstracts. When I've been itching to do another abstract painting, and that always influences then paintings I do afterwards. Helps me to loosen up, I guess, really. Amy, oh gosh, I don't know how to say her name. It's like B.R.G.E.R., I think. If you find it on here, let me know. B.R.G.E.R., I think it is. But I'm not sure because it's such an unusual name. Keeping my brush clean. I keep cleaning off my brush with my paper towels. It's what keeps kind of my palette cleaner. B.R.N.G.E.R. Thank you, Michael. Aren't her paintings stunning? And they are kind of loose, but yet a little tight in a way. But I love her use of color. Every time I scroll by one of her paintings, it stops me. So that's how I know what I love looking at. To make this a little darker back here. Oops, there I'm scrubbing at it. I don't want to do that. Yeah, isn't it funny how it is hard? It is harder than it seems. You would think that it would be easier to paint loose than tight, but it leaves more to interpretation, I think. I think that's why it's harder. Because when you paint something tight, you're just painting exactly really what you see. But when you paint loose, you're trying to add something to it that's not necessarily... See, like this is... See how there's so much red on that side? I'm totally missing that. So I'm going to see what it look like if I add red in there. Although that got a little dark. have to know what you're doing. Yeah, that does help. Or at least trust the process, right? I'm never really sure I know what I'm doing, but I try. Like I want to let that stroke there that's really loose. I want to let that stay. I don't want to cover all them up, and I'm already doing it. Try and let that stay. Oh, that worked. Yeah, painting Joanne is so fun. It keeps me very entertained. I never really get bored. Well, I don't really get bored painting. I don't think I ever get bored painting. I think I just lose focus after a while because I'm thinking about other things. But if I didn't have other things looming to do, I could probably paint for hours. Real life gets in the way. What do we think? I need a sip of my coffee. I'm kind of sitting back and looking at it. Like I love the looseness now, and it'll start to get tight. There really is a lot of red in the reflections of the apples. It got a little wonky there. Light. Oh, Central Time. Huh. I think Central Time's an hour off from Eastern Time. Am I right? So it would be 7 o'clock in the morning for you? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, 7. The whole time zone thing is very confusing. I'm kind of liking the looseness. Now, how am I going to maintain that and still have it kind of be realistic? I used up all of my light. Do you edit the pics before painting? Not very often. I'm almost never. I just take a gazillion and pick my favorite and go with it. Because I love that blue in there. To lighten this apple a little bit in here. Funny how you asked that, Mickey. I just had a vision of Kim in Market rearranging. I do that, Kayla. I do. I do go in and rearrange things at Market, and it's been hard because of COVID. I try not to touch anything, so it's like I can't modify. I don't want the stand holders looking at me like, what are you doing? You're not allowed to touch our fruit. But I do. I'll be in there moving things around. Oh, I'm glad you look forward to this. I do too. I think I want some purple in there. I have to be a little more spontaneous and not... Because what have I got to lose? I might as well just go for it and be a little crazy with what I add and see how it looks. Because The worst thing that can happen is that I have to throw it away, and that's not the worst thing if I learn from it, right? People who are in my inspiring art or in my Art in Bloom course starts tomorrow. The first lesson comes out tomorrow morning. I'm so excited. I think I have everything ready for it. Van Important Art says, can you glaze red over the green without creating brown and oils? Let me think about that. Red over the green without making brown. Maybe if you let your painting dry all the way, you could do that. I'm not sure. I don't know that I've ever tried it. I don't know. All right, I'm going to try and add some highlights here without letting it get too conservative and rigid. Yeah, I like how it's feeling. I like that it's a little more whimsical. It's awesome how you create so many shades of one color. Yeah, that's fun, right? I mean, on the green apple, some red glow. Yeah, did I get that a little bit? I think a little. This, I don't want that. This needs to have like a, I think that worked. I need to work on this area. I need to work on some of the detail, like that stem. My little light areas. I think I need to put out a little bit more of my Vasari color. Are you liking how loose it looks? Do I need to maybe make this a little more, maybe it's a little too whimsical. I don't know if there is such a thing. Too and whimsical shouldn't be in the same sentence. And he loves it. Thank you. Hi, Mary Jo. Thank you. So I was talking to, I have my work in a gallery in Kennett Square called Square Pear Gallery, and I was talking to the owner about maybe doing a workshop there. So I have to figure out the logistics of that. And as far as I know, my course that I'm doing in Connecticut is still a go. I haven't heard that it's not. So fingers crossed that that still happens. Yeah, I think I want to leave it loose like that. So now I need some lights, some details. Oh, and I wanted to work a little bit in this. Hello to Turkey. One of my college friends is from Turkey. There's just this little, oh, I didn't even get anything in there. Sometimes when it's a big brush, it's hard to get it to do exactly what you want. That's part of the fun challenge. I don't know. What else do you see? I think I need some lights and then some details. What time is it? 8:45 here. I haven't even been looking at the time, which is really good. That means I'm having fun. right? It's a good sign. All right, that softened that a little bit. Yeah, it's like I feel a pull to want to like finish off those edges and make it look less spontaneous. It's like a weird draw to that I feel like it needs to look different than it does, but at the same time I'm trying to let it be loose. So I'm going to try to leave it alone. I think I feel like some of these blues, I mean, some of my highlights need to go a little blue. Like in here, I'm going to do a little bit of blue in here. They just look a little blue to me. I don't know why. I don't know that they actually are, but oh, Martha, I'm using, it's called a Rosemary and Company Eclipse Short Flat. It's number 12. It's about an inch wide. And now I'm going to do some stems, I think. No, that's actually a shadow. So this looks like it comes right here. And this one is right here. It actually has a nice red stem, this one. And this one is kind of purple. I don't have the steadiest of hands to do this. I need a maul stick. I don't even own one, but I often think that's something I need to invest in. Oh, this. Still thinking about this comes in from here, and this has a little bit of red in it too. But I love, that's like my favorite brush stroke in the whole painting is right there. I don't want to mess that up. See anything I'm missing, anything I need to do differently. I think this is too dominant. I'm going to soften this a little bit because my eye goes to that a little too much. And there's a little bit of light in here. I could do a little highlight. And then this is the part of the painting where there's always something else you can do. But there comes a point where I start to fuss with it and I realize I'm not improving it. And then it's time to stop. But this doesn't look like it's quite on top. I'm not sure now. See, it's that coming in with the smaller brush is maybe not a great idea. But that did bring that forward a little bit. A touch of red on the north side of the main green apple. Up, oh, yeah, I see that. I actually mixed a color kind of like that. Yeah, it is. It is officially apple season, I think. Oh, I wanted to do a little bit of like this color. Okay, I think I need to stop because I'm fussing with it and I don't feel like I'm improving it. Thank you, Ellen. Oh, it is 8. Oh, it's 8:50. That's not bad. I'm going to sign it. And then I'll pull the one right down. Also, is the one right down. This one, also an apple. I think it is. I think it's a big apple turned on its side because I think this is the bottom of it. So the stem is probably up here. Oops, I got paint. So this morning I already had so much paint on my face that I had to wash my entire face because it was purple. Ugh. How do I make such a mess so quickly? Oil paint does just grow though, doesn't it? All right, let me just pull one off here. Okay. There we go. I'll show you that. So there's, whoops, I'm bumping into my thing. There's that brush stroke. I love that. So I think I kept its whimsy, but it still definitely looks like what it is. And then there's my reference. And here's my palette. So it pretty much used exactly what we pre-mixed. So let me turn this around. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I will save this. It'll be linked on my website and also be on my YouTube channel. So if you go over there and watch YouTube, be sure to subscribe and like my videos. And for anyone, like I said before, for anyone in my Inspiring Art Collective, today at noon, I'm going to do a demo of how I mount these paintings on paper onto boards and then finish them off with cold wax. And Art in Bloom begins tomorrow morning for those of you that are doing the fall Art in Bloom. Good, wonderful, Tricia. So you guys, I will save this, and it'll also be here on Instagram. But thanks for coming and hanging out with me, and I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon. Bye. Bye, Virginia.